Thank you, Chief Justice. May I recall Government Corporate Counsel, Attorney Solomon Hermosura, for interpellation.
Good afternoon, Your Honors.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Government Corporate Counsel, Attorney Hermosura. May I request Attorney Cuevas to please read into the records the pertinent TSN of the proceedings during the first day of the oral argument on February 4, 2025, pages 68 to 69.
With the kind indulgence of the court, and I quote, Associate Justice Lazaro Javier, yes, so I would like to go back to my question earlier. When do you decide to just assign a portion or the full 30 billion to cover the reserve funds? Yes, Attorney Hermosura. Attorney Hermosura, I can answer based on the Universal Health Care Act, Your Honor. Associate Justice Lazaro Javier, yes. Attorney Hermosura, I have read the law and the law does not prescribe the factors that the Philhealth Board should consider. So that's why, in my view, it is addressed to the business judgment. And I have been in the boards of many companies and I have seen the various ways business judgment can be exercised. Some people can be conservative, some people can be aggressive. I would say that I will not, let's say, if I were in the Philhealth Board, I will not set a high reserve fund if I am confident that I can get political support for a bigger subsidy for Philhealth. Because there is no limit to the subsidy that government can provide to Philhealth, Your Honor. And if I may also mention, the liabilities of Philhealth are guaranteed by the Republic of the Philippines. Associate Justice Lazaro Javier, all right. So you mean to say that the subsidy of government can come anytime depending on the needs of Philhealth? Yes, yes, Attorney Hermosura, it is settled, Your Honor, that a social health insurance is a matter of political negotiation. Associate Justice Lazaro Javier, well, I do not know about that. I just want to simplify things, unquote. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Attorney Cuevas. So these are my questions. Attorney Hermosura, what do you mean by political negotiation?
Your Honor, if I may just also explain that I was responding to your last question, meaning as read by the clerk of court, the question of, you mean to say that the subsidy of government can come anytime depending on the needs of Philhealth? Yes, yeah. So if I had the opportunity, Your Honors, I would have elaborated that Section 37 of the Universal Health Care Act provides, and I quote from the law, Your Honor, the DOH, in coordination with Philhealth, may request Congress to appropriate supplemental funding to meet targeted milestones of this act. I would have also mentioned, Your Honors, that the government has done more to advance universal health care during this administration than in past administration.
Yes, noted. So, yes, would you like to continue?
I think what I mean, Your Honor, by so if there is a need for more funds, Your Honor, for Philhealth, they can ask the Congress for supplemental funding that is under the Universal Health Care Act. And anytime that the Congress and the executive allot resources for government projects, Your Honors, that is a political process. It's a decision on resource allocation and prioritization of societal needs, which are the outcomes of negotiation among the government, civil society, and other stakeholders.
Political negotiations. Is 37 negotiable? Yes. Section 37, is that negotiable? UHCA, the sources of appropriations for Philhealth?
you're referring to Section 37 of the National Health Insurance?
Yes, the sources of appropriations, is that negotiable?
Well, in the sense that if those sources are not enough, Your Honor, the DOH, together with Philhealth, can ask for supplemental funding from Congress. Your
Yes, but we're not even talking about the supplemental budget. Very clearly, I understand from your statement that the fixing of the amount of the reserve fund would depend on your confidence whether you will get much political support or not. Meaning, and you said that if you were confident to get support, political support, political support, you would not fix a high reserve fund. What does that mean?
Oh,
The amount of reserve fund would depend on your
No,
expectation.
no, I was responding to your immediate question, Your Honor, which was whether I meant to say that the subsidy of government can come anytime, depending on the needs of Philhealth.
Yes.
And so, I mean, when Philhealth so needs, then the DOH together with Philhealth can request for supplemental budget, Your Honors.
Yes.
That's all that I meant, Your Honor.
That's all that you meant. All right, but of course we cannot segregate or separate that from your earlier statement that you have read the law and the law does not prescribe the factors that the Philhealth Board should consider. So that's why, in my view, it is addressed to the business judgment. We're talking here of business judgment. And I have been in the boards of many companies and I have seen the various ways business judgment can be exercised. Some people can be conservative. Some people can be aggressive. I would say that I will not, let's say, if I were in the Philhealth Board, I will not set a high reserve fund if I am confident that I can get political support for a bigger subsidy for PhilHealth, because there is no limit to the subsidy that government can provide to PhilHealth, Your Honor. And if I may also mention that liabilities of PhilHealth are guaranteed by the Republic of the Philippines. This just gives me the impression that from your statement that the reserve fund, the amount that the board may fix would depend on something that may or may not come, like the subsidy of the government. You have first to negotiate. And even after you have negotiated, there is no certainty at all that the subsidy you would like to receive will be given by the government. That is my impression from your statement.
Well, actually, I was referring to many variables that may be considered by the PhilHealth Board, Your Honor. Actually, if you so require me, Your Honor, I can share materials, including a report of the World Health Organization in 2010 on health system financing, which discusses how moving toward a universal health care is fundamentally a political process.
Yes, that leads me to my next question. Your statement was, it is settled that social health insurance is a matter of political negotiation. You know, honestly, this is the first time I've heard of this. I've always believed that health is non-negotiable. And can you please respond if it is settled in jurisprudence or law that
No,
health insurance is a matter of political negotiation?
This I'm referring to these materials from a World Health Organization report in 2010. I can share the
So
materials. Your Honor.
you are saying that it is settled. Settled by who? Where?
Oh, it's like a general understanding. That's what I
Alright.
mean, Your Honors.
All right, so there is no jurisprudence, there is no law.
No, Your Honors, but
Yes.
one administration can do better than others. And I can say that this administration has done better than the past. I think I look at the numbers, and just for 6 years from 2016 to 2022, Philhealth's corporate operating budget increased by 25% from 126.4 billion to 168 billion.
All right, that's well
While-
taken.
For 3 years of this administration, from 2022 to 2025, Philhealth's corporate operating budget increased by 41% from 168 billion to
All right,
284 billion.
noted. And I would appreciate, the court would appreciate if you will include that as one of your submissions to the court.
Yes,
All
Your
right.
Honor.
So, when you speak of government subsidy, do you refer to the funds coming from PAGCOR, Syntax, PCSO, DOH appropriations, or government subsidy that is altogether separate and distinct from
Well-
these sources?
Actually, the Section 37, Section 37 of the Universal Health Insurance Act, Your Honor, says that all the amount necessary to implement this universal health insurance shall be sourced from
Yes.
those
So
that you-
my question I would like to repeat is, when you speak of government subsidy, do you speak of the funds coming from PAGCOR, from Syntax, from PCSO, DOH appropriations, or government subsidy that is independent from these sources altogether?
Actually, all those sources of funds, Your Honor, they are implemented through the provisions also under Section 37. It
Yes.
says, the last paragraph, Your Honor, it says, the amount necessary to implement the provisions of this act shall be included in the General Appropriations Act
Correct.
and shall be appropriated under the DOH and the national government subsidy to Philhealth.
Correct. So, is it safe to say that this is an automatic appropriation every single year? Because the funds need not be fixed anymore by the Congress because the amounts are already fixed by law.
Well, my understanding of the
So,
section...
is it the subject of automatic appropriation every year?
The law doesn't mention automatic appropriation, Your Honor.
Can you please read the provision?
Well,
Yes.
the first part says, Your Honor, the amount necessary to implement this act shall be sourced from the following. And then it's
Yes.
an enumeration of the sources, Your Honors.
All right. And the first one is the total incremental Syntax collections. And in relation to 10351, it says that after deducting the allocations under Republic Act 7171 and 8240, 80% of the remaining balance of the incremental revenue derived shall be allocated for the universal health care under the National Health Insurance Program, the attainment of the Millennium Development Goals and Health Awareness Program. Is that not automatic?
From the PhilHealth's perspective, Your Honor, it receives the appropriations for premium contributions of...
I'm not even speaking about premium contributions. I'm just speaking about the sources coming from Syntaxes, from PCSO, from PAGCOR.
Because the last paragraph of this provision, Your Honors, also specifies the mode of operationalizing this provision. And it says...
How?
It says the amount necessary to implement the provisions of this act shall be included in the GAA.
Of course, it should be
Yes.
indicated in the GAA because by then, the amounts would have been certain already. All right. So, at any rate, from your statement last time, I gathered that the higher the amount of subsidy you expect from the government through the so-called political negotiation, the lesser the amount of reserve funds you will earmark coming from the accumulated assets of Philhealth. Is that correct?
I mean,